everyone, this is Ashley of CT Unit Digitals. I'm going to show you how to use my new bubble and bokeh overlays in Photoshop. Super simple to use. I have opened the image that I want to use in Photoshop. I'm going to go up to File and Place Embedded. Go ahead and navigate to the folder wherever you have your overlays saved. Make sure you already have the folder unzipped and have them open because Photoshop cannot open zipped folders. There's a bunch of different ones in here that I can use. I want to look for one. She's on an orange dress, so I kind of want to look for one that matches that first. And then it's overlaid. I'm going to go ahead and change it to screen blending mode. Press this check mark up here at the top, and then resize if you need to. Mine is the same size as the image, so I'm going to keep it as is. And now, depending on the type of effect that you're trying to get from these overlays, you could leave it like this if you wanted, but I don't want it to be so bright, so I'm just going to head and I'm going to do a curves layer above my overlay here. So I'm going to go into my adjustment presets, go to my curves, and check this box right here, and that's going to make it so it just applies to the overlay and not the background. And then I'm just going to drag this down a little bit, and all that does is just kind of brings down the highlights in that. And you can play around with the curves layer a bit and see, play with it until it gets to where you want it to be. And then I'm also going to create a layer mask on the overlay here, and I'm going to use a black brush. I'm going to use it at 100% opacity because I'm brushing it off of her face, but if you just wanted to put it on like a low opacity and maybe just brush a little bit of the bokeh off in certain areas, you can. But I'm going to keep it at 100% because I'm just going to get rid of these distracting bokehs. I want to keep that bubble right there, but I'm going to get rid of the bokeh that's too distracting on her face there. And that's it. You could literally be done with this image. If you wanted, you could add some, you click on your overlay here, you could add some blur, either some Gaussian blur to it to make the bubbles kind of blurred around her. You could use a motion blur, go to blur, motion blur, to make it kind of seem like the bubbles are blowing through the air, whatever direction you wanted to do that, and the intensity you wanted to do that. You can change the color. I do have a lot of different, if I go back up to, let's see, actually I can just do this. If you right click on your overlay, this is why I like to use Place Embedded, you can go up to Replace Contents and you can literally click any other overlay and open it onto your image, and you can see how different ones look and just kind of flip through them. And it's already going to be brushed off her face. It's going to keep that layer mask, so you can flip through as many as you want and test out different ones to see how they look on your image. You can grab the overlay once it's there and you can flip it horizontally or vertically if you needed to move the bubbles around. You could, here, let me go back. I'm going to leave it like this. You could grab it and you could turn it, say if you wanted that to be right there. But if you do that, keep in mind that you're going to have some edges that you're going to have to brush off. So you would just have to come over to your layer mask and use your black brush at 100% opacity and just brush off any edges that creates. See, if I were to drag this over this way, see the edges right here, that would need brushed off, and that's simple to do just by using that layer mask. This one actually looks really pretty too. If you have a certain overlay, let's say if we go into replace contents again, and we grab like a purple, say you like this overlay but you don't like the colors on it, you can always just go over to your adjustments and add a hue saturation layer and make sure that that's clipped to just your overlay there, and slide the hue slider until it is the color that you want, or you could press colorize right here and that's gonna change the color of the entire overlay. If you wanted to use that as a way to change it. You can add more saturation. There's a lot of different, you can play around with all the different adjustment layers there. Say you wanted to keep this, but you wanted to just change the color balance on it, you could play around with that to make it more warmer or more cooler. A lot of versatility, but I thought these overlays would be really pretty. I thought of them using them specifically for like princess sessions and stuff like that. It adds a really, or even like lifestyle outdoor photos, it adds a cool effect that I really like this overlay, so I think I'll keep this one. But if you have any questions, send me a message. If you are a studio photographer, I would love for you to join my group on Facebook. I will link that in the description. Go ahead and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel to get lots of more free tutorials just like this.